This is a phenomenon, right? Emily in Paris. You are the one who literally builds the world where Emily lives.
You can turn on the rubbish and the strike and everything, but you can turn on the beauty. And this beauty we enhance.
It
so
exists.
it does exist. He was telling me, remember, in that gap, you are one of the 5 best production designers in the world. I still remember that, what he told me. There was no script at the beginning. Just we knew that Emily was coming to Paris.
We are the most visited country in the world.
Welcome to À la Française, the podcast that shines a light on the French art of living and those who shape it. So today we're joined by Anne Seibel. Anne, you're one of the most talented film set designer at the moment. You are the visionary architect who designs the Paris the world dreams of. And you've been nominated to the Oscar. You are building the sets that defines the French elegance. Anne, you once said, I became the go-to expert for Parisian sets for American productions. So before we dive into your all Hollywood collaborations and all your anecdotes, how would you define your work? How would you describe a film set designer?
The name we give it to in the industry is production designer. My work is to create all the visual background for the actor and the character based on a script. So we love to build that. So either build on stage, either find location and transform them, and to give the jewel box of the character so they can play their role but be completely at ease in it, in my sets.
Let's move to Emily.
Emily.
If you don't mind.
No.
So this is a phenomenon, right?
Yes.
Emily in Paris. So you were appointed to be the production designer for Emily, and you are the one who literally builds the worlds where Emily lives, right? Did you receive a brief from Darren Star at the beginning, or did you have carte blanche?
There was, as usual, what we call the outline, the story. Darren and his writers.
So the script, you start from the script. That you,
yes.
Yeah.
But there was no script at the beginning.
Okay.
There was just, we knew that Millie was coming to Paris to work, and she was working in a agency, and she had she lived in a chambre de bonne.
Mm-hmm.
That's all that I knew. So what happened is I designed the agency. I wanted the agency to be French, that you know it's in France, and it's not like a modern... So what I did, I took the Haussmannian architecture, which is typical, with the molding, the fireplace, the wooden floor, the window, and I said, let's make that modern. So it's all about colors, about furniture, about props, about fabrics, you know, to make it modern, interesting, but the shell, the base is an Haussmannian apartment. And I used the script, the outline, and the character to shape the space, to shape how I will lay out all the rooms. But the character of the Haussmannian were there. So when you look at it, you see, Haussmannian apartment. A lot of people told me, where did you find the location? We built it. So it's built, and the chambre de bonne. So my brief to Darren Star, it was 2 explanation of Haussmannian and especially on what is a chambre de bonne. Chambre de bonne, we needed to make it a little bit bigger. So I imagined that she had 2 chambre de bonne together.
So let's maybe give the definition of what a chambre de bonne is.
Yes, chambre de bonne.
It's a room which is on the upper level of a Haussmannian traditional building,
where
usually at the 7th.
Yes, last floor under
under the roof.
Under the roof, where usually it was the people working for the family downstairs, the maid or the nurse or whatever, living there. So it's quite basic, But in this chambre de bonne, there was as well a floor with tiles and a fireplace. And what is really nice in Paris, they have most of them have a fantastic view because it's on the rooftop.
Which is the case in Emily.
Which is the case in Emily. So I did that, and I did models.
So you built it. It's not
I built.
Okay.
Both of them are built.
Okay.
And we had to build as well the staircase because when we started, we found a nice building to do the exterior and the Place de la Strapade to do a world, with the boulangerie, the restaurant, and the square. But first year we had the staircase, but the second year I think with the money we gave them, they paint everything and renovated it. So I had to rebuild it in stage for continuity. Mm-hmm. So I built as well the staircase the year after. And the restaurant as well.
Yeah, interesting to figure out what is behind the scene. Well, among the most iconic locations where Emily is filmed, so the restaurant, Gabrielle, the Chambre de Bonne, the Savoir offices. What was real, so filmed on real locations, and what was rebuilt?
So exterior is location.
Okay.
Not all of it. Exterior, first year, all Place de l'Estrapade, we had the exterior and the boulangerie. Interior, all stage. Mm-hmm. The apartment, the staircase, the restaurant, and Gabriella's house as well, apartment, Savoir. L'exterior of Savoir is Place Valois. So we used the Place Valois. I looked at the architecture and I reproduced the windows. So I have matching interior and exterior windows. And from the windows on stage, I had a huge photo of the backing, the real Place Valois on stage, behind the windows to make believe we are outside. And for the restaurant, the outside is Place de l'Estrapade, the front, the terrace, and
a lot of people have been there.
Yes, and the inside is not
tour.
there. It's not anymore because it was too small. So we made it bigger, built the kitchen, all on stage. So all this is on stage.
And what is your, well, we would like to dive into your preparation of and the choice you have to make. You were mentioning Place de l'Escapade, Place Valois. Mm-hmm. Are you the one who walk and hike in Paris, like you're losing yourself in the small streets of Paris and taking photos like you were mentioning earlier? Mm-hmm. Or do you have a team who do the propositions?
I have a team, and I do it myself always with my team. I have Stéphanie Perret is we call location scout, and Jérôme Albertini. They are looking. We make meetings and we say let's find something, and they go and take pictures, and then I look, and if I see things, I do the same. And then when I get the photos, I choose the one I like, and I share it with Raphael and with Darren Star and Andrew Fleming, the main director. That it's a family since 6 years, and we all work very close together. So that's how we do. We do location scouting, and then we choose, and then either we build inside, outside, or we redress, or we take it as it is. Sometimes it's a restaurant that it's beautiful. We don't touch anything except the food or something like that. But it's like nearly 180 sets per season, so it's a lot of work. Mm. So some of the sets are on stage and some are outside, but it's a lot of work. We have 75 days of shooting, roughly. So as soon as I know where we film, I have a big team behind. So my main person are my construction manager, the art director, and the set decorator. Set decorator is going to help me on everything which is furniture, props, drapes, flowers, all this. Construction manager is going to build the sets, and he has a huge team of metal worker, woodworker, a carpenter, painters, sculptor, all this. And my art director is going to drive the drawing office where we have illustrator, graphics designer, architect, art director who draw the plan. So it's like an orchestra, and I'm the conductor.
And actually, the fact that showing Paris like a postcard, actually, was in some time like pushed like a bit caricatural. Was it really the briefing and the will since the beginning from Darren, or was it your vision of an American settling in Paris?
I think it was obvious because, we show a Paris who does exist, but it's another point of view. You can turn on the rubbish and the strike and everything.
Oh, yeah.
But you can turn on the beauty. And this beauty we enhance.
It exists.
It does exist. And maybe we have one poo-poo we get rid of, and we put a bit more flowers, because we want the world to dream. And it's done in purpose.
And how do you work, and how do you expand your imagination? Do you walk in Paris? Do you travel in France? Do you read? Do you draw?
Do you mean how do I inspire myself? With everything. It starts with nature. Very often I realize that I walk in Paris and I will see a detail and I will think, this is good. I can and I take a picture sometime, I frame it. Or it will be a butterfly and I look at the colors and I say, oh my God, this blue with this green and it's the perfect combination. And this will come in my set in a room probably, or an exhibition. Or the other day I was in the metro and I came out and I just sent the image to Darren Star. I said, look at that. And you don't know where you are, but the visual look of it makes you really dream. It's an image, but it will be part of it. It's all these things, So I would say everything is inspiring me.
Let's get outside a little bit of Paris. Is there a place that you like to settle that inspires you apart from Paris?
Favorite location in France? I think it's Vézelay.
So can you describe Vézelay for those who don't know where
Vézelay
it is?
is a world patrimony. It's a magical hill where there is a big basilica on top of it, where it's a start of a pilgrimage of Saint-Jacques. And
So based in Burgundy.
Burgundy, where there is the good wine as well. It's going far because it's touched as well spirituality and everything. And that's the place where I feel very good. And during COVID, I spent all this time alone and not bored at all, watching the nature to grow and getting ideas and reading books and inspire myself. And I think that's the place I like.
And actually, I know that you will be having lunch with Rick Carter just after this podcast. This is one of the first people you mentioned when we spoke. Rick Carter is one of the most renowned American production designer. He became a friend and apparently your mentor.
Yes.
How did meeting him change your approach to your job?
It taught me a lot about sharing because I met him for Munich and he gave me the responsibility of the French sets. He taught me that because I was French, I could maybe express better a French culture. So he gave me a responsibility. He shared with me some of his work in a sense of gave me some sets to design. And I learned a lot about sharing, and it helped me with my team to do the same with them, to find what is good in them, what they're good for, and give them this opportunity to raise themselves. I remember he shared his Oscar on Avatar with the guy who did the visual effects, and it's not because you share something that you are less good, in the contrary. So I really learned that with him, and Keke Barrett was the same on Marie Antoinette. They gave me the chance of expressing myself as an art director And I see it gave me a lot of power inside me to dare do things, you know. And I really thank all these big designers to have shared with me. And when you have people like that giving you so much, all you want to do is give back. And you give and you give and you give, and because you receive.
You worked on Midnight in Paris with Woody Allen. And Midnight in Paris is a film that is a love letter to the city. My question is, how do you recreate the Paris that feels both historically and also like a dream? What balance are you building?
I think I'm building the Paris I like, in fact.
Yeah.
Because I'm a bit nostalgic as well of a Paris that is in Midnight in Paris. Because now there's so many change. But Paris is still beautiful. You can just turn your point of view and you've got magical... you don't have to look at all the food, the fast food restaurant. You can just... So I think I thought to myself, what is the iconic Paris in terms of architecture, color, light, mood, you know, and all this subtle landmark that no one knows, they are actually Paris, you know, the cobblestone, the Haussmannian building, the architecture, and the romanticism of some shops, you know, the frontage, the colors, all this. I don't know, it was like a recipe in me that I applied as well on other films. So it's like a love letter to Paris, but it's coming from this love I have for it.
But not fake.
Not fake.
Yeah. So in 2012, you were nominated for an Oscar for Midnight in Paris.
It was incredible. In fact, it was my first American movie as a production designer. I'd done only one little Indian movie before. I had carte blanche, which is not easy because you can do anything you want. And so I made some mood board and worked very closely with Darius Kanji. And we had such a nice relationship. It's so good. And I think because of him, I got this nomination because my set was so well lit.
You were in competition with your mentor.
Yes, I was in competition with my mentor. And when the production called me, wrote to me saying, you're nominated for the Oscar, I just told them, can you stop nagging me? Yeah, see, it's true. So I went there with Raphael. It was such an experience. The luncheon they call, and we were there with all the biggest director, actor, any big, and having your badge, and you have Dante Ferretti telling you, oh, I love your movie, and that's your god in design, you know. So it was such an experience, and this the ceremony, incredible, you know. We felt like a princess. It was like a princess in the world. But Rick I explained a lot of things to me, told me how to dress, so on the photo I would be seen, you know. We were very light color and everyone in black. And he was telling me, mind the gap, which means when they say the nominees are, and they tell all our 5 names, there's the gap there, and the winner is, and for this gap, he told me, remember, in that gap, you are one of the 5 best production designer in the world. Whatever the result is, that's this moment. So I still remember that, what he told me. It was really nice to be there with him because it's been so many times. It was like giving me little tips.
Like a real mentor.
A real mentor.
You are also the co-director of the set design department at La Fémis. You will explain, please, what it is. Can you explain what is La Fémis and how do you transmit your passion and expertise to the new generations?
La Fémis is the best school in the world for, for cinema. I love La Fémis. It's a national film school where every department of film is taught there, except costume because the lack of space. But there's no department costume. But production design department is there's not a lot in France, and I think in the world it's one of the most remarkable because we can experiment. It's an old studio, and we have stage, and we build sets, and we work, and the students work all together. It's like they start a team, like in the reality on a short feature. And my students, they learn how to make things with their hand. They learn to draw and make plans and build them. And so they have a vision of how they will work after. And it's a mini experience of being a production designer. And I'm very cautious about that. The most important thing is drawing. So we teach them drawing by hand and drawing plan by hand, but using as well new technology to prepare them to have a toolbox when they go out. And they learn the language with all of them. They learn the language of cinema with all the other departments. They pass through they change the role of them in first year. And so my student will be DOP once, director once, editor, the sound. And so they learn what the others do. And so they prepare to think of them, of the others, because it's important when you're a designer to think of the light, the sound, the director, the costume, everything. So it's very good, like a laboratory, And on top of that, I like to have them go to museums. Sometimes I take them and we go to museum together.
And do you think there is French approach of film production, which is typically French and recognized by the rest of the world?
Yes, I think what is very different is the director. They write their script. There is a director in France is very often author and director, where sometime in America, apart from Woody or Spielberg, some film could be directed by someone who didn't write the script, So in France, this is typical. And the film we have subvention from the CNC, which is really nice. It helped the young director to start their movie. It's exception culturelle française.
Yeah. Well, they have less and less. We had that conversation with Raphaël Benoliel, and that's one of the threats in the French industry. And he's struggling for that. And do you have any anecdotes or any challenges on filming for Emily and other films you have filmed in Paris in terms of setting the places, building the decoration or authorization or weather or whatever, any challenges and anecdotes?
I have a little anecdote because of Woody. Because in midnight we had a brasserie, a terrace cafe, a prostitute street. And he wanted to shoot in Pigalle. And Pigalle is full of neons, Place Pigalle. And we found this in the corner, a little street, good for the period, bistro. It's fine. You can, put table outside and you can recreate the period.
Very French.
Very French. So I asked Darius and I told Darius, let's time the sequence so we can just dress what we need, So we did that, and I dressed all there was a talk between two persons walking. And then when you finish the street and you have the corner, in the far hand there was a traffic light. And I couldn't hide it. We were at night. So when I
And there were
shoot,
no AI at the moment.
exactly, no VFX with Woody. And so I told Woody, I'm sorry, I can't get rid of this traffic light. It's quite far, so we're okay. And you know what he answered to me? He said, Anna, if the public see your traffic light, it's because I'm a bad director. Because it means they're not in the conversation of the two guys. They look at your set. Huh? So now every time I have something, I said, well, don't worry, because people will focus on the action, not on my...
Nice.
Funny, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Very nice.
Yeah. So let's move to more cultural questions about the French character. One quality and one flaw about the French character.
The French always complain.
Uh-huh. Are you one of them?
No. I mean, I'm disturbed by that. And I think it's a habit to say no before yes. And then I notice it in around me. Sometimes they say, "Oh no," and then it comes to yes. But then I notice that and it's our reputation to be always complaining. You know, in the restaurant, the waiter. That's what they say. Some of them are nice. Some people are positive.
Of course,
but
yeah.
I notice sometimes we're a bit negative before being positive. But it depends on the people as well. Huh? It's just we take life a bit too seriously sometimes.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, French is maybe
and we are
a
romantic.
lot of people would like to live in our country.
So many. We have something strange. It's a duality in us.
In your daily routine, what is the last time or the occasions, the daily occasions, you had a real French experience, like really a French art de vivre routine or
I have one.
or experience?
But it's nearly every day.
Uh-huh.
But it's enhanced when I invite people. It's the table, and when I do a dinner, it's like, flowers, candle, every plate's never plastic on the table. Everything is like a film set, and there will be flowers and little candle in the trees. I love doing that. And every day I will sit down at a table and make the proper setup of the table with the nice plate, nice everything. I can't do it another way.
So you're speaking and you're more sensitive about the setup and the visual aspect of a table.
And after the people comes and they like it and they feel good.
Mm-hmm.
I like doing that. I've been always doing that.
Which is to you more important in terms of feeling and ambience than the food itself?
The food as well. The food as well, because I've been taught by my mom real food. So, I can do cakes and I can do blanquette de veau. People don't eat too much meat now, but, everything. I'm famous for my salad with a lot of things in it.
So interesting. Where if you were to host Rick in your house, what would you cook to him?
This is something else, because I had Rick last Sunday with a few designers, but the theme was Greek because we did it's according to us. We met on an island once, Greek island, and we all loved it. So when he came, I said, let's do Greek. So we went to a very famous Greek restaurant and
you
shop.
Ordered, actually, yeah.
We ordered it, but everything was placed French way.
Mm-hmm.
The colors. I bought the flower according to the food.
Wow.
The glass were special. The napkin, always a napkin. So this. I love doing that, and people come and say, "Wow, feels so good."
And is there any part of France that you miss and that are missing when you travel abroad, and that you're so happy to
Come back
to find when you come back?
I realize because at one point I had lived a lot in an island in Malta, and every time I was coming back to Paris, I was amazed of how beautiful is the city, how fortunate I was to live there. Because when you are always there, you don't look at it the same way. When you leave and you come back, so now I walk very often. I walk and I look at all the detail. There's so much detail. The other day, even in the metro, Les Halles, I found an image. I took a picture, I framed, and you don't know where you are, but it's so beautiful. And it's just the escalator of the metro with the shape of I sent it to Darren. I said, he said, maybe she takes the metro this year. But there's even this is beautiful. I can see. It's funny because in everything, even something ugly, I will see something beautiful in it.
So you must be the one who is not focused on his screen of his phone when you're in the metro and really
I'm not.
Look everywhere.
Yes, it's terrible this. Huh? They don't know what they miss.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, and all these tourists to take pictures and don't look. This is I don't really understand that, but.
So I'm insisting on my previous question.
Okay, which one?
About the French dish. So let's forget the Greek occasion you had to host Rick. What would you cook for your American friends or even French friends visiting you?
I do a lot of vegetable gratin. I do beautiful soups.
Nice. So
everything.
Hot soups or
yes,
cold soups?
Yeah. Yes. And I like to do seasonal thing, for the cakes and every kind of healthy food. I would do it myself, not buy. This was special it was a little thing for Greek food, but I will cook and make salad and make nice, beautiful arrangement. And, it's healthy food in general.
Mm-hmm.
Could be a boeuf bourguignon or a fondue savoyard. I did the last fondue on a film. Smell of cheese or feet. On Spy Game with my friend, we had a scene. It was Christmas, and there was a fondue, and we said, "Well, let's do it in real." And Brad Pitt went in and said, "Smell of food here." So we changed it because it was so real.
So he didn't taste it.
No, maybe it was just. I don't remember if he tasted it, but I remember that we had to change for the smell.
Okay, so you made
smell of fish.
A fake fondue.
Yes,
instead.
we did. We remove it from the room and just for.
Okay.
It's like when you have fish on a set.
Last one question. Let's say. Well, you already answered, but I'm reposing it. Secret spot or hidden area or courtyard in Paris that you would recommend people to go?
I like Fürstenberg, Rue Jacob.
Oh yeah. So it's in the 6th. In Saint-Germain-des-Prés.
Exactly, and my headquarters. Do you want to know
This is in Place Fürstenberg. This is where I kissed my wife for the first time.
Ah, you see, and there's a beautiful flower shop there.
On
Maybe
the left,
it was
yes.
on the left.
Yeah.
And they are beautiful, and I think I'm going to use them for the next show. Yeah, I love the flowers. They have everything. I love this little place.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much, Anne.
You're welcome.
That was a very nice conversation. Thank you.